Hello, everyone. I am with you again as the Comparisonator CEO, Tarkan Batgun, my name is, and I would like to introduce you to Stephen Vanharen, formerly United World Director of Recruitment, but pretty much everything, I believe. And Stephen has been working in professional football for more than 15 years. Started as an assistant coach under 17 team and under 21 team of Belgian Premier Leagues and Truden. Uh, Meanwhile, assistant coach in Hungary, Saudi Arabia, Poland, Greece, competing in the Champions League group phases with Legia Warsaw and Olympiacos. The past 3 years, as I said, you were the football director of MCO United World and managing the technical departments of Sheffield United, Bearscourt, Châteauroux. And nowadays you are a senior football consulting in Double Pass, and especially you've been in Turkey, Armenia, Norway, Sweden, football federations. And now what I'd like to know firstly, again, re-welcome you and
Thank you.
start from the United World days and multiple club management environment. So I'd like to know your experience and things like that, how it progressed back in those days.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Tarkan, for the invitation and the possibility to speak with you. When we speak about an MCO environment and we speak specifically about recruitment, you speak about different clubs inside one club wallet of an MCO, which means that you have to recruit a lot of players in every transfer period. And a lot of players are offered to you towards different channels or through different channels. These are, in a best scenario, your scouts, but also agents. So you get every day, I just give an example, 50 profiles of players. But this amount of players needs to stay manageable. And if you have to check them all on video, on transfer market, all these tools that are available, it's very time consuming. And that was for me a first way of using Comparisonator. That was managing the amount of player profiles, what we got in our database. And then Comparisonator was a first screening tool to see which players would be video and live scouted in a further stadium. A second way how we use Comparisonator was a little bit more down the line of the recruitment process, and that had to do with data, benchmarking scouted players with our own players who played in the teams, and benchmarking scouted players between each other, of course, that's quite obvious. So Comparisonator had a very prominent place inside our recruitment department or recruitment philosophy.
Well, for example, we'll send best regards to Georgie as well from Bearscourt. They became the champions and they were under the banner of United World. So, for example, how was the relationship like? They were finding players and advising you, or how did this progress between you and maybe also Sheffield United and the others went on?
Yeah. So first of all, we made a centralized recruitment department on MCO level, where I was director of recruitment, director of football, and where we had 8 scouts working globally. I divided Europe in a certain amount of zones, plus South, North America, Asia, and Africa. And these scouts were responsible for developing networks inside that specific area, plus looking at players, of course. And in this structure, we were going to look for players for all the teams. But of course, you also had the local scouting networks. So the people in the UK, people in France, and people in Belgium who were going to discover and look into the specific local markets. how did we manage to do this? First of all, we made player profiles of each team because each team had its specific characteristics. So you need to search towards these specific characteristics. That was a first way of call it uniform communication or a uniform way of looking for players. Once we established that, the creation of shadow teams was a second tool what helped us in speaking a common language because that's very important. So and both sides is maybe not the correct word because you're one team, but both the local and the group recruitment structure, we're going to put valuable players inside this these shadow teams. And from there, we were going to see, okay, together with the head coaches, we were going to speak, what do you need in a specific recruitment period? Which players are for you a go or a no? And everybody gives his opinion. And then after decisions were made together with the CEO of United World, the CEO of the club, the financial people, the coach, and myself.
Well, obviously, I mean, since we have a solid example of Bascott together with Georgi and becoming champion from
Mm.
uh, Belgium second to now the top level. How were you guys managing the agency offers? So you were actually doing your own work, trying to
Yeah,
find suitable players.
yeah,
So how was your relationship with agencies? So
yeah.
what was the process?
Yeah. Yeah, we had two teams who promoted. While I was still at United World, Sheffield
Yes,
United
Sheffield
promoted to the
United.
Premier League, and Beerschot promoted this year to the Premier League in Belgium. Last year, we just missed promotion. Um, a good example indeed was Beerschot because 2 years ago, out of also financial necessity, we let 17 players go. We transferred 16 new players, which I believe was the basics of this year promotion. And this year, Georgie did an incredible job with limited budget to find 3, 4 extra players what they needed in the end to achieve the promotion, and he did really good. How we manage the agents. Look, when I arrived with United World, the recruitment depended for 90% solely on agents. And of course, this needed to change because you also need to control your own philosophy, your own structure. So we shifted that. And I think when I left United World, the balance was more 70-30. So 70% we took the matters in own hands, 30% was still agent fed or agent managed. So that was a clear shift inside our recruitment philosophy. But still, communication with agents and establishing and maintaining your network stays a very important task of a recruitment director, of a football director. So still, I had to do that, and that's a lot of work.
Well, what's the new things that in the horizon? Because you've also seen a lot of cultures through double pass and going around. So how do you find, especially with regard to awareness of football data and the multiple club management environment? What were the things that you've seen in these countries, the leagues and the federations that you visited?
Yeah, first of all, Double Pass is an organization what focuses on implementing structures and football philosophy. They have a very good philosophy, very good structures. We have very capable people with a lot of experience throughout European football. I have to say world football because not only European football. So we have the knowledge to emphasize these things. In the So going into these different countries with double pass, Turkey is a very good example. The need of data collection and data use is very high, I think. We come in a lot of clubs or all Super League clubs where the use of data and the integration of data is not yet settled in. So what we do with double pass is creating awareness about the importance of data, how clubs should use it, how they can integrate it inside their football philosophy, connected with the style of play, connected with player profiles, connected with recruitment. So it's a lot of elements to which data are connected. And what we do is creating awareness by implemented inside let's call it double pass philosophy. What we try to give as yeah as best practice examples. Yeah.
Well, for example, my last question would be, how would you emphasize the importance of football data within the recruitment philosophy, especially in multi-club ownership?
Yeah, it's crucial. I think for every club in or outside a multiple club ownership structure, the use of data is crucial nowadays because you have so many data available about the technical, tactical, but also physical elements that it's indispensable nowadays inside a recruitment philosophy. And certainly because, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, a recruitment philosophy is very close connected to your football philosophy. Football philosophy, as we said before, then you speak about your style of play, your game principles, which are also again connected with data and who can be connected with your recruitment strategies, who should be connected with your recruitment strategies. So it's indispensable nowadays, the use of data.
Right. It's been wonderful to speak with you, Stephen, and we hope to see each
Likewise.
other very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tarkan. Thank you.